Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Mountain Harmony Gardening. I'm Kristen, and today is finally the day we're going to be pruning the raspberries back and getting ready for our trellis project. I am so excited that we finally have a day of sunshine. It has been raining or snowing for over a week, and it kind of delayed the project that Donnie and I are going to be working on, which is pruning the raspberries back, taking out the trellis that is behind me, and also working on the raspberries behind the house. Today you will be seeing all of that. So it's kind of like a part one for this, because we'll just be pruning it all back and taking out the trellis today. And then on part two, we will actually be building the trellis and showing you how to do that. So let's get to pruning. Well, I'm not sure if you saw that or not, but that trellis almost took me out. I was trying to see how loose it was in the ground, and it snapped off right in my hands. Luckily, it wasn't too heavy, and I was able to just pick it up and go lay it down. I know some of you are probably also going to be wondering, Kristen, why did you cut your raspberries all the way back? Well, this is the bed that we're going to be resetting, so that's why I took them all the way down to almost the ground. Any of the dead ones I took all the way down to the ground, but if they had leaves on them, I took them down to that first leaf. And I'm going to give you an up close and show you what I'm talking about. Here's an up close view of some of the raspberries that I took out, and you'll see, like on this one right here, that there's a node right here, so I took it down to here. But some of them that are dead, I took all the way down to the ground because I know that they will not be reproducing any more canes. And you can see this one has some leaves on it too. And also, this is the area that's kind of dead, but we always have raspberries sprouting in here. So this is another reason that we're going to go ahead and we're going to redo this area and make it into a flower bed like I was talking about on our garden tour. And also, all the raspberries from the backyard came from little tiny starts, just like this one, that were growing out of this area, and I dug them up and I transplanted them. So there's kind of a look at the area now. And the next step is we're going to go into the backyard and we're going to cut down those raspberries too, but we're going to do it proper this time and not just take them all the way to the ground. I also want to give you guys an up close look at the bottom of the trellis. You could see that this one was completely rotted off, and this is the one over here that snapped off, so it's definitely time to replace it. But we just used, you could see the white screw in there, and that's all we did to make this. It was pretty simple, as we just cut it to length and then we just screwed it into the ends, and that's it. It's really easy to make one of these trellises, and it's actually really fun to go out into the forest and get all the wood that you need to make one of these. So it's not hard. You guys should try this at home and make one for yourself. Just be aware that at some point it is going to rot. Now we're in the backyard where I'm going to be trimming down my raspberries that really flourish because they get plenty of sun. And I want to talk to you about the structure of a raspberry. So there are floricanes, primocanes, and then side branches on raspberries. So the floricanes are actually the second year's growth. So last year they were the primocanes, and now this year they're the floricanes. Now primocanes are the ones that are just coming up this year. And then the side branches are on the floricanes, and they're pretty much what they say they are. Just like right here, they just come off to the side, and those are side branches. And the floricanes will be getting raspberries on them this spring, but actually mine get raspberries all year long, and the primocanes are the ones that get raspberries in the fall. But I have found that these fruit, the floricanes, all year long, so I'm pretty lucky. Now we're going to get an up-close look at what all of this is. First, we're going to start off with the floricanes, and you can see that these ones are starting to get their leaves to come back. And I could tell that this is a second-year growth because this one is really, really tall. And you'll see on here that it also has side branches, which are also getting some leaves on them. Now, I want to show you what a primocane is. Now, let me get my shadow out of the way here so you can actually see it. So that down there, that little tiny growth coming out, is going to be a primocane, and that is this year's growth, and it will also grow very, very rapidly and quick. So that kind of gives you a brief structure of what the raspberries look like, and you can see that they really need to be cut back. And anything that's dead, like this one here, you can see it doesn't have any buds on it. We will be completely cutting back to the ground because that will not grow this year at all. And it's probably like a third or a fourth year cane. So that's why it needs to be cut back. So now here's a time lapse showing you cutting back all of the raspberries.
Sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets but if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy.
Well, that didn't take me too terribly long to cut down all of the raspberries, both in the front of the yard and here in the back of the yard. Now I'm going to show you a close-up view of the raspberries after they've been cut back. This raspberry here is a perfect example of a floricane. You can see how tall it is, and then you can also see how many branches it has. Now these ones are last year's growth, but this is what a primocane will look like after its first year. So they all look pretty cleaned up. One thing I want to show you is that they could be kind of invasive. This is growing out from underneath our trailer. I will have to cut it off. It will die though. And also in between my pavers, and I noticed this all the way up here in my raised bed. And there are 3 wells that each of these are in, and they grow wherever they want. Like, there's another example. And also, there's another one. So as you can see, they really do grow wherever they want. But this is them all trimmed up and cut back. Another thing I want to point out is that the string is definitely had it. You can see that it is really stretched out and has also broken in some spots. So this is the reason that we really want to redo this trellis. The wood part works, but it needs to be taller. And also we want to put in the wires so that it's a little bit more stable. I hope you found this video informative, and this will help you trim up your raspberries in the spring. You can cut some raspberries back in the fall, but I personally prefer to trim them up in the spring. That way I know what has died back and what is still growing, and it gives me a good guide as to what I need to trim up. And as you saw, they are pretty invasive, but they're really super easy to grow. And once you trim them out of the places that you don't want them to grow, they really don't grow back. But take that as an opportunity to go ahead and dig those raspberries up and plant them in a pot and get them going, and then you can have more raspberry bushes. All the ones that are along here, I dug up from the other side of my yard, and I've even given them away to friends. So they make a great gift if you ever want to do something like that for somebody. So look forward to next week's video where we show you how to build that new trellis in the other area. I know that a lot of you were looking forward to that, and I am really looking forward to changing up that area. So thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And as always, I read all of your comments, and I'm loving seeing the community grow. We keep getting more and more new subscribers, and I want to welcome everybody that's new. And go back and check out our old videos. We have almost 100 videos on our channel. I can't believe it. That is just amazing to me that we have that many videos on our channel already. But there are a lot of knowledge on them, so go check them out. And happy gardening!